know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it in back bay. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Buku signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even have a deal, yeah, I battle through these.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. You know me, Billy Gianlutis here. Guys, we have an incredible special guest for you now. In my book, the next Mr. Olympia, the one and only, big time, Stephan Cawley. Love it. It's everything we dreamed of growing up watching wrestling.
Billy said I could come, but I said only come if I do an intro, so.
Exactly. It's the next thing we're going to be doing every week. But no, Steve, I thank you for being here. Guys, we've had Steve here on the show before, and he brings some incredible messages to things he's been through, things he's helped people with, and just being able to talk about his bodybuilding career. But he shared something the other day that I had to get him on for a message. I thought it was perfect. It was this quote that related to bodybuilding, but also related to everything that goes on in every single one of our lives. So I want to read that real quick and then see if we can dive into that. But you shared, and then what? If you're not very careful, bodybuilding, like many things, can keep you perpetually unsatisfied. By nature, it's always about more, more, more. Gotta be bigger, gotta be leaner, gotta be stronger. If we do manage to reach a goal, we immediately set the bar higher. You can't be happy in the future, though. You can't be happy now. I'm not saying to be complacent, but don't forget to be truly grateful for where you're at right now. It's terribly easy to overlook and take for granted all the awesome things we have going for us in the present. When I read that, that was huge.
Yeah.
Because that connects to everything everyone's going through.
Everyone. Whether you have weight loss goals on a fitness journey,
Yep.
or me and you, when we did track and field together,
Right.
we both felt kind of like not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You never give yourself enough time to sit and reflect on how far you've come.
Yep.
It's a constant need of wanting more. We discussed how social media makes you feel this way too.
Mm-hmm.
And you go on, no one's ever showing the tough times they go through. No one's really showing, you'll see Mr. Olympia at his prime. You don't see the years and work it took to get there.
Exactly.
You see LeBron James in his prime. You don't see the hours of practice.
Yep.
Okay, now you're seeing Tom Brady somehow in his prime at like 85 years old. But you don't see how far he's come. And you gotta keep reminding yourself, even with Tom Brady, what was he, 199th pick in the draft?
Right.
He didn't even do the 225 bench. I don't think he could even do it.
Exactly.
He's the slowest. They called him lanky, unathletic. Nothing special about him. Look how far he's come.
Yeah.
Okay, if he thought in that moment during the NFL draft, picked last, how would he have felt? I'm terrible. They picked me last. I'm the worst quarterback.
Yeah.
If that mindset stuck to him, he'd never be where he is today.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You got to think about it too, guys. If Steve stuck to the mindset, he wouldn't be able to fit in the chair. He doesn't fit in this chair right now.
These chairs suck in the red one.
Hates it every time. But no, I agree.
I was told there'd be bigger chairs.
I agree with everything you say right there. Especially, you're right. With the Tom Brady aspect, he's someone we all look up to. He's back in the Super Bowl with a different team. He literally went from the bottom to the top through effort. But with setting the bar higher, that can play with your mind a lot. And it's all of us have a sense that we want more control. We want more control. We want to have it all. But when you have it all, there's always something else out there. You have to bring it back to the moment where, Tom Brady, okay, I was the last pick in the draft, but I got drafted.
True.
Yes,
change your thinking.
Exactly. Yeah. And like with you, I can introduce you as the next Mr. Olympia because in my book, I see you getting there. But you got to show up every day for a workout. You got to show up every day for a meal.
I've competed for 4 years in the NPC, and the best placing I've had is second place 3 times. And all of the times are top 5, but I could easily just give up and be like, I'll never win my weight class.
Yeah.
But why? Either, now I'm placing second, but now I'm placing second consistently, so I'm getting there. I'm getting closer to my goals, and not everything happens overnight. Just because for some person, they went pro in bodybuilding in their first year, or they made the Olympics right out of high school, or whatever your goal is. For some people, it's quick. For some people, it takes time. don't give up, and every day is another day towards that goal.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. How is it with you doing the bodybuilding aspect? I know it's tough for you because I know it's tough for every single person in the world. You're striving to get to those goals. You're striving. You're putting the effort in with the diet. You're putting the effort in through the workouts. You're putting the effort in helping people for that matter. You're just trying to get to their goals. There's a lot on your plate. How are you able to bring it back and be like, hey, you know what? Today I killed X, Y, and Z. I don't have to worry about what I got to do futurely, just like the quote. You can bring it back and be like, hey, at least I got this done.
Well, there's another quote I read today right before I came in.
Okay, yeah.
If you think 10 steps ahead, waste your time thinking about the future, you'll miss the first step today.
Yeah.
The only thing I can control, and everyone's problem in life, everyone out there, people who watch this, constantly anxious or worked up, worrying about things they have no control over. If you can stop doing that, you can feel better about yourself as well. So for me, it's control all the variables that I can actually control, meaning my diet every single day.
Yeah.
And whether I'm in off season or getting ready for a show, I'm dieting, I'm weighing and measuring food.
Yeah.
Billy just tried to feed me here. There's no food for me here. He promised there'd be chicken and rice.
I thought it was measured. I thought the delivery guy had it, and he showed he went to the wrong address.
And making sure my workouts are intense and focused, and doing everything and getting my sleep in and getting my water in, and it's every day constantly doing those things. And it does feel like work, but it's just become my life and my normal. But I know if I can control those things, take care of things you have control over, then I don't feel overwhelmed, or I don't worry about it.
Yeah, I like that because everything throughout the day comes down to what you personally can control. Whether it's fitness, whether it's the job, whatever you're at the office, whatever it may be, control we can control. But I think, society, humans in general, we struggle so much by, I can control this, but set the bar higher. I want more. I can't control that. That brings in the anger, that brings in the anxiety, the stress, because we're sitting there focusing on all these other things and we're missing out, like you said, the first step.
Right.
Comes back to it.
It can be numbing if you sit there and think of every step it's going to take to achieve your goals. You'll give up.
It's true.
Take it literally one step,
Yeah.
one goal, one movement at a time.
Yeah.
Someone's trying, like for you as a life coach, me as a bodybuilding or weight loss coach,
Yeah.
that first step sometimes is just reaching out to me.
Yeah, it's true.
That shows me as a coach, and probably you and someone reach out to you, they're willing to make the first step.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one.
Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah, it's true. And I've talked to clients too that they've told people that they want to work with me, but they're so fearful of what a text or a phone call or an email would be.
Right.
And it's sitting there, it's like, but you're 100% right. That first step is the toughest one, but when you get through it, oh my goodness, it's like the door does like shoot wide open.
Right.
And whether it's working with one of us, it opens up to where your goal is so much more intact, where you're controlling things that you didn't know you had control over.
Right.
Whether it's nutrition, whether it's me with a life coaching aspect. But people are so fearful of taking that first step. And that's where that complacency comes into play.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's like you can set the goal, but focus on what the first step is, like 1.1 of goal 1. Like what is that first step? And then the complacency starts to fade away because you are making progress.
Yeah. And as a society, we're constantly wanting more as it is.
Exactly.
So whether that's financially wanting to make more money, or I want a nicer car, I can't wait to get rid of this car that I have. It could be, a bigger house,
right.
Or you're comparing yourself to what others have.
It's true.
So that you're never satisfied with what you have or what you earned on your own.
Yeah.
I think, we talk about bodybuilding and working out a lot, and if I thought, you always think in bodybuilding, at least I do, I don't know if others do, but I'll be happier when I'm this big. I'll be happier when I'm this weight and shredded, or when I'm that big, or when I lift this amount of weight, okay? That happiness comes and goes and fades. And you got to look within yourself and find happiness within yourself.
It's true.
And find it, or nothing you achieve, receive, or accomplish will ever fulfill you or fill that hole inside you.
Exactly.
Or, you'll always be constantly wanting more if you can't appreciate what you have right now in this moment.
You gotta enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Right? And being able to want these massive goals and success, which it's not just you guys. Like, I know Steve has massive goals. I know I have massive goals.
Yeah.
And, you know, prior to us turning the video on, I sat there and was able to tell Steve, like, you know, I feel like right now I'm in a push and pull effect where I'm trying to do so much for these goals, but then it gets to a point where are you doing so much that you're missing out on the day? You're missing out on life, for that matter, because we're so focused. And if people can come back to that, like, yes, I gotta be bigger, I gotta be leaner, I gotta be stronger. Those are great goals.
Yeah.
If you miss out on the process to get to those goals, you're not actually getting the result you want.
Right.
Exactly. Like, I know, I can remember being in college with you and like us sitting there like, oh, if we reach this, if we toss this amount of weight up, if we toss the shot this far, or if we were this size, if we weighed this much, yeah, I mean, great, but we weren't, for that matter, focused on the little tiny things it takes to get there.
Right.
We missed them.
And you have to trust what you're doing too.
Yeah.
I think people don't put enough value in just trusting what you're doing. Trust how you're running your business and how you're putting it out there. Trust, you know, in college, trusting that coach.
Yep.
Probably Mike Salem.
Yep.
Hi, Mike, if you're watching.
I don't know. Gotta give him a shout out. You're gonna love that entrance.
You know, trust your coach. If you question them, you're not going to believe in what you're doing, and I don't think your body responds the same way.
Yeah.
Trust your boss at work. Trust your life plan. Trust what you're doing, and then honestly, it's going to pay off for you.
It's true.
You put the effort in, it'll come back.
Yeah, exactly. I like that because so many people are fearful of trusting in any situation in life. That could be business, that could be family, that could be relationship, that could be money, that could be anything.
There's 100 ways to do one thing. In bodybuilding, you know, I work with a coach now, Andrew Berry, who's incredible.
Yep.
The way he does things is different than another coach or other coaches I've had. Sometimes in bodybuilding, you're constantly thinking, oh, is this person's approach better? Is this training program better? Oh, should I do this many reps, that many reps, this, that? All I know is that definitely is that every pro bodybuilder there's been, okay, just like any sport, they've all gotten there differently. They've not all done the same thing.
Yeah.
They're not eating the same foods, lifted the same weight, trained the same way. They've all done it their own way. So find what works for you.
Yeah.
And that applies to everything in life, whether it's starting a business or putting on muscle or losing weight,
right,
or anything. You just got to find your way and find what works for you.
Yeah.
Take in tidbits from the people that have done it the best. Learn from them, but don't let that be the be all end all.
Exactly.
In terms of chasing your goals.
Yeah, exactly. I like that because it's true. You got to get to a point where you trust yourself. And I like how you mentioned through bodybuilding, like everyone has a fitness page now. Everyone, like Joe Schmo in the gym has a fitness page. And I think you're 100% right, where people need to take into account, all right, that workout, I could try that, I'll get a good result.
Yeah.
That diet plan, I could try that, I could get a good result. But what works for you? You taught me that specifically in college. I had to get to a point where diet-wise, fitness-wise, shot put-wise, lifting-wise, everything. What worked? Because like I looked up to you. You were a monster. I was like, all right, if I train like Steve, I can get the same result. No, it didn't happen. But I was able to learn the form in all the areas. So I was able to take something from it.
Sure.
And I didn't start seeing the results until I really started doing it my way through the knowledge I gained from everyone else. So with all this stuff on social media right now, in whatever area, whether you're looking at trying to find help with fitness, trying to find help with anxiety, trying to find help with stress, whatever, family stuff, there are so many pieces out there and they could work, but nothing will work until you take it and use it for yourself your own way. That's why we're all different on Earth. That's why there are 7.6 billion people and you're important because there's only one you. So how you go about life is different than how Steve goes about life, how different than I go about life. But when you take those steps on your own and trust it and have the confidence and you're not being complacent, doors open up.
Yeah.
For results, for anything. It's huge.
Going back to what you said about college, you always had a knack of wanting to train your own way.
Yeah.
But you also had injuries you're trying to work around.
Oh yeah.
You're also creating injuries by training the way that you train. Not to
vicious cycle.
Not to shit on Billy right now. I love Billy. But it was awesome because you did, and it's okay if you do it ass backwards.
Yeah.
But you found your path and you found what worked for you, and you ended up being a better thrower because of it.
Yeah.
And got stronger, and you still know your body more.
Yeah.
Like, I would have no problem coaching you and you're probably like me, to where if someone was like, hey, you got to eat dog shit 4 meals a day and you'll be huge and shredded, I'd be like, how much do I have to eat, you know? Can I put mustard and, and salt and pepper on this, you know? You would do it, but you like doing it on your own to a stubborn point, but you learn and you trained on your own, and I know you're motivated by us. One thing that's random, maybe off topic, but I used to get so crazy before I lift and amped up, be like shaking, and I would do like 5 more reps than I wanted to and hit a new max. Where I remember trying to teach you guys how I do that, and you're like, I just can't get that max.
No, it's true. I mentioned that in last week's video.
But that's a good. Oh, you did?
I did.
I'm gonna go back to that. I watched okay. But that was something that, you know, you have in you, you don't. And that, but you channel it in your own way. So you have that intensity.
Exactly.
And I know you use things as like fuel. But you channel it differently.
It's true.
So
it's true. And like,
anyways, that goes back to, we don't all do it the same way.
Exactly. I agree with that. And the little message from last week's video is we had another thrower that we threw with on the show, and we were talking about the ego. And we connected it to lifting and training and everything. And I brought up how in college I'd watch you lift, and you would try and teach me how to get angry. And I sit there, it's like, it doesn't. Well, it's you gotta get it, and people that lift know it's like a lot of people use their anger to push the bar. To me, it just got in my head where I couldn't lift my heaviest being angry. I had the intensity. And I still in the gym have that same intensity, and I get people turn heads trying to like, what the heck is he doing? But I got to get to that calm center. That's when the intensity comes out for me, by doing it my way.
That's good. That's
right.
You know, and I've kind of seen it in movies. You know, I think as a kid I watched The Waterboy too much, with his tackling fuel, and you get absolutely amped thinking about people making fun of him. I think that movie honestly made me do that.
I get you.
Not so much just being made fun of or something. I usually beat up who made fun of me, but it would be more of channeling that in a positive way. Or X-Men. I'm gonna go comic book on you because we love comic books.
Totally down.
Professor X. Trying to teach Magneto how to use his powers. I think it's in First Class maybe. And he's crying as he's moving that big satellite, thinking about his mom being killed. That is, I'm sorry, that's probably the closest scene I've seen in the movie to what I think about. I know it sounds exaggerated, but it's not in the gym.
I get that.
It's losing a loved one. Or some very dark stuff that really pulls that adrenaline out of you. And it's going to sound weird, but I always feel so much better afterwards. It's kind of been therapeutic to do it that way. We got really off track here, but...
No, I mean, you brought back.
But that's different, but it's, you know, that is my way of doing things.
Exactly.
You know, that is your way of doing things.
Right.
You know, and our bodies also represent stuff we've been through and gone through, I think, as well.
Definitely.
But back on topic.
No, you brought it back. You know? I completely agree with that, though. It's like you have your way, I have my way. I can learn from your way and use it for me. Just as everyone can learn from something that you're seeing else, whether it's this video or looking at Steve's page, looking at my page, looking at someone else's page. There's so much information out there that's meant to help every single one of us on our like literal life journey. But you can't, like, I always brought up, I laugh when people ask me this question now. When I started doing these, I was getting trained by Tony Robbins to do life coaching, and that's an incredible feat.
He's awesome.
But now, when people ask me, because it's been a while since then, like, I was on a call with a owner of a company, and I told him that story. He's like, I got trained by Tony, and he was so floored by it. He goes, what's the most important thing you learned from Tony Robbins? And I sat there.
That's a great question.
I sat there, right, and I had an even greater answer. And it came to me, and I was like, you know what? He's not Billy G. And the owner goes, all right, I like that. And because at the end of the day, I can learn from him. I can learn what he does. I can snap into how I'm helping people, and I can do that on my own. But I can only help them to the level they need to get to if I'm Billy. Learning all those techniques, learning those results. I can't approach it his way.
You gotta be yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
He left the blueprint, but I gotta walk it out as me.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's actually huge, because before this we're talking about showing more of who you are as a person. And we should all do that more anyways and be proud of who we are. But you're right. You see guys in the gym, man, you'll see people at a driving range with all Tiger Woods gear on. they're not hitting the ball as far as Tiger Woods is.
Yeah,
and you see as little kids, you had basketball jerseys and you think you're Jordan or LeBron or I mean, what's his name? What's your favorite?
Vince Carter.
Oh Jesus, I forgot. Yeah, Vince Carter. I was the same way. I was Vince Carter too.
Yeah.
You can put on the jerseys. You can emulate someone so closely, but you're not going to be them.
Yeah.
You have to do it your own way.
Exactly.
And know that, like you said, there's only one of you. You have to put your spin on it, be authentic, be unique.
Yeah.
And then that's what people will take away from it. And they'll want to buy into what you have. Just because you're not Tony Robbins doesn't mean people aren't going to want to work with you.
Right.
Just because I'm not Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman or
yeah.
I haven't achieved this level of success yet in bodybuilding doesn't mean someone doesn't want to work with me.
Exactly. It's at the end of the day, whether you look at it from a business perspective, like the Jay Cutler stuff, like working with you, working with me for the Tony Robbins stuff, you're paying for a result.
Yeah.
You know, people want a result in their own lives, whether it's fitness, whether it's life coaching, whether it's anything under the sun. You can go to the big name people and pay as much as you need to pay. Or you go to someone that knows the same exact stuff, is going to help you with it directly with you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a whole aspect right there.
Sometimes if you're working with Tony Robbins or you're working with a big name, you don't get as much one-on-one attention from them because there's so many clients around the world too.
Yeah.
But let's take it back to the topic though, which was people do too much, which is appreciate what you have right now and appreciate how far you've come. Do not be afraid to take a second to yourself and look back. That could be look back to who you were in high school compared to who you are now out of college, or where was I in this company 5 years ago to now.
Right.
Look back and appreciate whatever you've accomplished and try to be happy. You don't have to be satisfied, but be happy with what you've done. Stay motivated, want more, be hungry, but you gotta sometimes just take a step back and look back and just see, okay, who did I used to be?
Yeah.
How far have I gotten?
Yeah.
And appreciate yourself. But one big thing with the weight loss journey that sounds, just with losing weight for people, I get a lot of just, everyday regular people wanting to lose weight and get fit. You gotta love yourself first. It sounds cheesy, but you have to love who you see in the mirror every day.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much you change your body, you'll never be happy. And you'll never be satisfied. So try to look inwards, reflect, and appreciate who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And then whatever little changes you make are a bonus, and you'll appreciate them even more.
It's true. I like that. And I can run with
That was
that
a talk
too.
I had with myself when I was like 18. That talk I just said.
Yeah.
I was so obsessed and getting so focused on getting bigger, and I wasn't even competing yet. I didn't even transfer to Bridgewater yet to do shot put.
Right.
And I remember literally looking in the mirror. I had this conversation. I was like, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like, love yourself.
Yeah.
And let let how you build your body just be an addition.
Yeah.
And
you probably had that talk more times.
Oh, I've had to have it 100 times because
Right.
we're
constantly trying to push further.
Well, what we do in bodybuilding is constantly, it messes with my confidence because you go from, you're absolutely shredded for a show, 8-pack, veins, tan, dried out, looking great. So then you go back into off season, all right, I'm getting bigger, I'm fuller, still have the abs. And the abs start to kind of fade a little bit, and you get a little softer, and the veins go away, and you feel like, oh, I'm fat now. It's a constant back and forth of highs and lows and confidence. And that's, as the longer I do it, the more I don't even care. That doesn't affect me as much.
I feel you. So you're going for a result.
Well, that's the thing. There's pros and cons to the way that we do this, and the goal for me is to get to like 290 this off season. So that's going to mean being uncomfortable. I mean, I can barely tie my shoes right now with socks on. Like,
we gotta point out, we know he doesn't have sleeves on. It's because he doesn't fit into the shirts anymore.
It's so much more comfortable without sleeves. Yeah. It's stupid. It is. I can't. Like this company I get sponsored by, they finally make 3XL, and even that stuff's like, it's just not.
Really?
It's like for little people, but anyways, it's whether it's being uncomfortable in weight for me off season or being uncomfortable at the place you are at in life right now, there's no difference. You're gonna have to get some discomfort in order to be successful.
Yeah.
So
I get that. To build on that and to bring it back to what you said, you got to have that talk with yourself. I am getting to a point in my own life where until you truly love yourself, as Steve described, a lot of walls don't come down until you have that talk.
Yeah.
And that connects to a topic we had last week with the other guest, but also other guest Nate Robitaille. Shout out to Nate. A topic we've talked about before on Once a Week is the ego. And it connects to the quote that we started with today, because the ego is why we try to control, we try to push, we think either we can be the best, or all those thoughts come running into our head that we're anxious, we're stressed. It's because our ego is running things. But when you have that talk that Steve described in the mirror and you're trying to figure out, like, you know what, screw the rest of it. I know I'm me. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm moving in the result I want to go to. I know I'm moving forward on these goals. I know I'm taking steps. When you can come back to that center point, the ego dissolves and it takes your mind out of the game. And like you said, you've had that talk numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
The ego will keep coming back because we get so head focused on our goals that we want to keep moving forward on all these things. We want to do it. We want to make it happen now.
Right.
That's the ego. If you put it out there, it's going to happen.
Right.
He's going to be the Mr. Olympia. I'll write it down on the date today. And, but your goals are going to happen. And when you take your ego out of it, you can enjoy the journey to the goal, enjoy the journey on life, be worth the while here. A lot of people think themselves worth less. You are worth the while, and you start to enjoy the while you're here on this journey because you know who you are. You love who you are. And if more people got to the point where they love who they are, one, the world's a better place. Two, you are a better person. And three, other people around you see that you're a better person and they become better because of it.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Definitely influences the people around you. And I think one thing too is make your circle full of people that are positive, influence you and talk you up. Don't let it be people that bring you down and put negativity in your life. If people around you make you feel like a certain way you don't like to feel, get rid of them. You don't need them in your life.
Yeah.
You don't. Find new friends, find new support group.
It's true.
Or just try to spend less time with those people. Spend time with people who believe in what you're doing and not question it every day too.
Yeah, it's true.
That literally, that saves you a lot of headache and makes you a lot more focused on your goals for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You always support me. I'm not gonna be Mr. Olympia, but you always support me.
Mr. Universe.
Get you a friend. Mr. Universe. The natural shows. Yeah. But you always support me, and no matter what I'm doing. Okay. I started a cookie company with my girlfriend, Moose's Monster Cookies, okay?
We'll have that link at the end of this.
I'll put a link in there.
They're phenomenal.
Huge half-pound cookies. Anyways, that's a new business venture because we enjoy our cheap meals and getting bad food as much as we like helping people get in shape. But Billy immediately supported it, believes in it. And you need someone like that. You have a crazy idea in your head. You don't want someone that's like, oh, that's stupid, that's not going to work. You want someone who believes in you, supports you, and pushes it. So I would say keep your circle small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure it's people that have your back.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. It's true. You gotta surround yourself with people who are gonna build you up, not tear you down.
Right.
And it's crazy because I'll always be there for you with what support you, whatever route that goes. Whether it's cookies, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's whatever you want to go, and that's great. And then like you said, those people have to be in your circle. I can go up and meet people. I can go with someone in the gym and just be me.
Yeah.
And to be that person that supports them, and it's like, hey man, you got this. So let's kill this workout. And they don't know me. It's like you see the look in their eyes where it's like, what? Because the support that's out there is dwindling. But if you could be someone that goes out to support others, it comes back. I can support Steve so much because he supported me so much in college.
And we're both people that if we didn't know each other, we'd support each other anyways.
Exactly.
And there's a lack of that, especially in the gym or in everyday life, social media.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck who you voted for, okay? Support each other.
Yeah.
Support each other's goals. Everyone should care about each other a lot more too.
Exactly.
There's too much anger and hostility and negativity.
Yeah.
I go into a gym, I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care where you're at in lifting. I don't care if you can't bench the bar or something. I'm going to help you, or I'm going to give you advice if you need it, and I'm going to be friendly and kind and supportive.
Yeah.
That's the way more people need to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. But me and you have never gone after our goals ego-driven.
Exactly.
Ever. So that's different for us.
Yeah.
I always consider myself humble because I think growing up I always hated the kid with the ego on teams.
Okay.
I was like, ew, I don't be like that kid. Or I want to get to that level just so I'm not like that. So I can show you can be at that level and not be like that.
Exactly.
You know? But definitely like be there for people around you, help people around you. Before I came here today, this kid's car wouldn't start at the gas station. I stared at him like, this kid's gonna need help.
Yeah.
He's looking at me nervous. He couldn't get his like 90s Jeep to start. He's going, won't start. I took the gas, I'll go to walk over, it starts up. He's like, he gave me a wave. I was gonna help him. Like, just help people. I don't know the kid, but I'm gonna help him get his car started.
I really thought you were gonna say you picked it up and threw it down.
So I ran him to his house. I put the Jeep on my back.
Right, exactly.
I tipped his Jeep over and laughed at him. Yeah.
Didn't get his shit over.
I picked it up and I got him out of harm's way. Yeah. In my dreams, yeah.
That's awesome. No, but you're 100% right though. You got to be humble. You got to be kind. And you take going the extra mile just for that one example, that person. No one else would have done that.
No.
But there's a select few that do.
Yeah, people don't do that enough. People are too afraid or would rather film something with their phone than step in.
It's true, right?
But
yeah, no, 100%. I get that. But you know, I agree. I think this entire quote. And I'll read it one more time for you guys, and because I think it's just so powerful. And then what? If you're not very careful, bodybuilding, like many things, whatever you're going through, can keep you perpetually unsatisfied. By nature, it's always about more. Gotta be bigger, gotta be leaner, gotta be stronger. If we do manage to reach a goal, we immediately get that, set the bar higher. You can't be happy in the future though. You can't be happy now. I'm not saying to be complacent, but don't forget to be truly grateful for where you're at right now. It's terribly easy to overlook and take for granted all the awesome things we have going for us in the present. It all comes back to the present moment. You can't set the bar higher until you achieve the goal that you're at right now.
Right. And try to appreciate where you're at in life.
Yeah.
Now, before you make the next move.
Exactly. 100%. But, you know, guys, take this message and run with it. Steve, I thank you so much for being here, brother.
Anytime, brother.
I love every single one we do. And, you know, this is the first one we did with an entrance, you know.
We're going to have more wrestling entrances, some chair shots.
We'll do it. We'll get a whole, we're thinking about getting a whole nother video out there, guys. You know, we'll talk about the fun stuff as much as we talk about the serious stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get it going. But
someone's getting thrown through a table soon.
Exactly. So. We'll get the Dudleys in here.
Just Spike.
Just swanton into the...
We can only afford Spike.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
But no, I thank you so much for being here, brother.
Anytime, man.
Tell them, one, where to find the cookies, and two, where to find your coaching.
So for my coaching, go to my Instagram. It's just Stephan Cawley, spelled like Stefan for some reason.
I'll put it at the end of this.
And go to moosesmonstercookies.com.
Perfect. Yeah.
Cool.
Seriously, guys, they're phenomenal. Like, I was one of the first ones. I put a lifetime membership. I bet I still have it. You know, but you know, I'll tell you right now. I posted on Instagram. If everyone follows my Instagram, get the Reese's, put it in the microwave for about 25 seconds. You're welcome.
That's really good. Yeah.
So good. So good. But no, I thank you so much for being here, brother. But guys, take this message. I love having Steve on the show because he's walked through it. I've walked through it, and when we get together, like, you can see the bond that's there, but the message has so much behind it.
Yeah.
So take this, rewatch it, rewind it, go to whatever part stuck out to you. It's stuck out to you for a reason. Come back to that present moment. Whether you're pursuing bodybuilding, whether you're pursuing a business, whether you're pursuing a family, just trying to make new friends, whatever it is, relax in the present moment and just try to think what that first step needs to be. That's exactly what Steve did to get to the level he's at where he can't fit in chairs anymore. You know? It's the level I've tried to pursue to try to get my businesses out there, to try to grow this stuff, just to try to help people. At the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do. So take this message and run with it. Guys, like this message on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Share this message to someone that popped into your head during this. If there's a friend of yours, if there's a family member, if there's a kid out there that needs to run with this, that's a sign that they need to hear it. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get that number up there. And as always, if you or anyone you know is in need of a life coach to go into these talks, to try to get that progress, need the help taking that first step on the goal that you want to achieve, go to BillyGLifeCoaching.com. You set up a free call with me. I'll be right there for you. But Steve, I thank you so much, brother.
Anytime, man.
Yeah, phenomenal. Have a good one, guys.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving